What up, y'all? I'm back with another review. I'm here to review zekeultra or Emperor Zeke and Lakes with a cash sign at the end where the S is supposed to be. Their collaborative album, Trenches. Now, I have to say, this is the best production, best beats, like best feel I've ever gotten from an indie artist that I've ever chopped, slugged and jabbed for, or reviewed for. This is the best project that I've heard. I'm gonna come out right now and say that, like, I'm really down with the whole Miami-Dade County, Carroll City underground hip hop movement, because those dudes are some real niggas. They got some good shit going on down there. I mean, I guess another reason I'm down with them heavy is because, well, I mean, like, they represent. I represent. I mean, I'm not from Miami. I'm not even from Florida. I'm from Virginia, but still, I'm down with that movement they got going on down there because they're underground, and they just have it about them. They have it in their, not in necessarily their lyrics, and that's not like a diss to their lyrics because they all talk about the same thing. But not even the same thing. They all have the same slang, like, and that's normal. Have the same slang as the people that you are around, or not even around, but you know how you have a slang or not a terminology, but a vernacular, a similar vernacular to the people who surround you every day or just live in the same local area as you do. So that's not a diss to them at all, but just in their lyrics, the beats, the production, the clips I've seen of them performing, and the attitude they have when they're some of the freestyles and on the mic, like, they have that underground feel. So that's why I'm down with them. And like I said, those beats are something else. Like, the producers down there got some skill. Yeah, they got skill. The rappers down there got some skill. And Emperor zekeultra, he is the producer, I'm assuming. Lakes, these dudes are the top dogs, if you ask me, as far as I've heard. Is like, out of everybody I've heard, these are the best. These two are the best rapper and producer. This is like a Gang Starr, like a Florida version of Gang Starr, if you ask me. Like, the production, and it's just like, man, this was the best project I've heard from underground hip hop, just in general. Not even in the Miami, like, Dade County, Carroll City scene, just underground hip hop in general. This is the best production and best lyrics and best beats, best everything I've heard. This project right here, Trenches. And what can I say about this freaking cover art? My goodness, like, this cover art, what it says to me is, and it goes along with the Trenches. You got the skeleton dude holding on to maybe not necessarily the love of his life, but bitch he's trying to fuck, you know. It gives you that feeling. You get the blood coming down right here. It's like, yeah, I could definitely see where they get the Trenches feel, the Trenches title. Like, I could see that. And it says more to me as well. Like, and the songs go along with the. See, that's one thing I love about these dudes, especially with this right here. The songs go along with the track. Like, the track listing is perfect, if you ask me, but the songs go along with the cover art. I can see where they get the feel for the production that they want to have when they come up with the cover like this, or if they come up with the production first, then came up with the cover, that's fine too, and come up with the title as well. It all goes together. Like, I'm gonna have to listen to that Plutonic EP and slug that and review that as well, because zekeultra and Lakes do got something about them. They're the hot ones. They're the top dogs out there, if you ask me. Now, track number 1, zekeultra, Abyss. What can I say? See, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Abyss. When you think of Trenches, like, everything I've seen when it comes to abysses and trenches, like, as far as like what I learned in school, what I've seen in movies and on TV and a couple of cartoons, like, this beat is perfect for that. It's I don't know if it's a single or not for the album, but goodness, Like Zeke is flowing and going, flowing, showing skills all over this shit. I just rhyme myself like, damn. It's just the beat on here is perfect. How he's rapping, it just goes with the whole. It just goes together. Abyss, Trenches. It's like and track number 2, Flute. See, this song started off. I thought it was gonna be like a not really like a flex or a sex song, but a song talking about girl blowing. Like he said something in the beginning. Zeke said something like, she's blowing on my, and I'm like, how you blow on a flute? You gotta blow on the flute to make the sound pop and everything. It's like, it's just clever. Like, it's simple, but it's not so simple to where I would say it's not clever, because it is. At track number 3, Canoe. Once again, what can I say? Another fantastic beat. It's a banger, but it's a soft banger. And just that title, Canoe, Trenches. Like when I think of trenches, I think of like the fucking underground. You got all these fucking roots, but at the very, very bottom where you meet the fucking devil, which I assume is the devil is the skeleton holding on to the girl in the cover art. You think of you need a canoe. It's like that freaking, what's that shit called? Percy Jackson, the Lightning Thief. The motherfucker comes up and has the canoe that whatever his name is. He drives the canoe across the land. It's like it goes together. Trenches, or if you wanted to call it hell, like this would have been cool too. But Trenches really was the perfect title for this album. I mean, my goodness. Now 210 is a real banger right here. It seems like an anthem for your area code, so I can appreciate that. I like to represent my area code as well, so it's cool. Now track number 5, Scenery, featuring Young Shamu, which is the only feature on here. Nigga stingy with the features on here, and I don't blame him. I don't mind that at all. You can't just have any old Jimbo Bob off the street on your shit. You just can't. And he picked Shamu. I mean, he could have picked any of them. Flo, Ziggy Rillo. What's the other ones? Von Viparachi, Johnny Tooth. Could have picked any one of those dudes, but he picked Shamu, and that's cool too. I mean, man, this shit right here, Scenery. This is a get high type of song. Like, really get high to any song on here. If you're a stoner, listen to this shit while you puffing, or just while you sober as well. You can drink to this. Like, goodness, this project right here, I can't explain it. Like, the best underground independent, I assume it's independent, best underground independent project I've ever heard. Like, goodness. But we'll get into that later. Scenery, I heard this off of Young Shamu's Bootleg 2. I want to say it was disc 1. It could have been disc 2 as well. I heard that off of that mixtape, and this is a cool song. I love this beat right here too. Zeke is really on the first verse. He's not like really spitting, but he is. He's kind of like he's talking to you, but at the same time he's like rapping slowly. But then he gets to like the end of the first verse, and he has that Migo, if you ask me, type of flow. It's like, damn. Like, not even Migo. It's like the kind of a Bone Thug influence type of flow. And at the end of another verse on here. But anyway, Young Shamu comes through doing his thing. Like, I've been listening to Shamu for like a little over a year now. I've been chopping it up for him, reviewing his shit. I fucks with the dude. Heavy. Now, track number 6, Empty. See, I thought this was going to be one of those songs where you felt empty. I didn't get that I feel empty feel from this song right here. It was a cool song. I will say this, though. On this whole project, I do get this type of Earl Sweatshirt, I don't like shit, I don't go outside type of feel, especially when I slug that shit. Like, the link to the whole album, Slugged and Jabbed, will be in the link to it will be in the description below, as well as the regular version will be in the description as well. But, man, shit. It sounds like Earl Sweatshirt, I don't like shit, I don't go outside. Like, with the exception of the bangers, like there wasn't really a banger on Earl Sweatshirt. I don't like shit, I don't go outside. But what do you expect from an album titled that? But I get that feeling here, especially when I slug it. So, damn, this song right here was cool too. Like, there's not one song on here where I'm like, I don't like. It's just like that with every other project I reviewed. I've yet to review a bad project from an indie artist, and is because I refuse to. I refuse to slug it. I refuse to review it and listen to it. I refuse to give them any type of help or promotion. I'm not helping these whack niggas. If I do something for you, you're not a whack nigga. It's simple as that. Yeah. Now track number 7, Uzi. This was another one of those. Like it's a banger, but it's not a turn up song. It's my goodness. It's one of those songs that gets you hyped. I worked out to this song. I'm not gonna lie. I actually worked out to this song right here. Like I had all this shit on I got right now. Took the hat off, took the keychain off, and I was working out to this song Uzi. I mean, this shit is right. You want to talk about some motherfucking just rhyming? I mean, rhyming. Check out Uzi. Like, check out every track on here. Check out this whole collaborative album, but check this out. Now, track number 8, Molotov. It's kind of not a gangbanging song, but it's like a ride or die type of song. It's a, like I said, it's kind of a gangbang song, ride or die shit, but it's not something you listen to before you go attack another gang member or something like that. Like, this is something you listen to after, like, in this perfect Molotov, on fire, in the trenches of hell, underground. It's like, man, and he talked about, we're going to ride over to your shit, and we're going to knock on the door, and we're going to lead a blaze. I'm like, Molotov. It's just fucking perfect. It's something you listen to after you've done your damage. Like, the house is fucking burning, or it's blown up, like, what the fuck ever, and you're like, Molotov. I mean, shit. Molotov. Like this is a project, but it's not like a project where it's like, it's experimental. Or shout out to Flo the Great, by the way, experimental project type shit. It's not experimental. It's not a project that's like seems like it's just there. This is something that this is a real project. Took time, I can tell, and effort to put in here. And this is art right here. This shit is just, especially that cover art. Anyway, track number 9, 2004. What can I say? Reminiscing. I can remember 2004. I was 7 at the time. Yeah, I was 7. And I remember it perfectly. And my dude talking about, I remember back in the day rolling up blunts. Or did he say doobies on that track? Well, anyway, he's reminiscing. And I can appreciate that because I'm always reminiscing. I'm always thinking back to the quote-unquote old days. I mean, I ain't an oldie yet, so I really can't talk about the old days, I guess. But still, this track right here, goddamn, what can I say? Goddamn, this whole project is my shit. I fucks with it. Now, track number 10, Dorner. This was one of the more, not necessarily slow, but more chill, laid back songs that still had a nice kick to it. This is one of those songs I heard where I was like, yeah, this is where I'm getting that Earl Sweatshirt. I don't like shit. I don't go outside. I feel shit. But man, I fuck with this song too. Like I said, I fuck with every song on here. This, like I said, is the best project I've heard for this underground independent project. Now, track number 11, Trust Issues. This song right here, he's not necessarily talking about a girl. He is talking about a girl. Like trust issues. It reminds me of that song Insecurities. So that Freddie Gibbs album, Shadow of a Doubt. Reminds me of that. Has the same feel, same emotion. Not necessarily the same lyrics, but the same theme, the same scenario. I mean, goodness. This shit right here is, it's not like a banger, but it goes perfectly with this. Like, it's not, this whole project, it's not too much bang. I mean, it's not like there's not enough, but there's not too much. There's not too much bang. There's not too much drear or chill laid back. There's not too much, but there's not too little either. And track number 12, perfect track to end this shit, man. Minako, perfect song. Like, this was the slowest beat on here, longest song on here, I believe. There are like 3 verses. He's saying, just because you dap up my niggas don't mean we homies. He's speaking that real shit. Like, to close this review, what you'll get from this collaborative album is a little bit of gang banging, something you can definitely smoke to. Well, gang bang talk, something you can smoke to. Lyrics about smoking, and Sex, man, chill, laid back beats, some bang, like some bangers on here, but not like bangers, but not like just some I Serve the Bass by Future or something like that. But yes, this track, I mean, this whole album, I fucking love it. Favorite track on here is probably Monaco, Molotov, Scenery, and Abyss. Now that song Scenery, I have to say, what can I say? I can see the scene. I can see the scenario. Like, it's this whole project painted a picture in my mind, and I like the picture I saw. What can I say? I did. I mean, this shit right here, nothing but praise for this. Just like any other, except this one I have no real gripes about. Like, I wouldn't say I've had gripes about other projects I've reviewed for independent artists, but I've had songs where I'm like, it might have like slowed down the tempo or slowed down the momentum this a certain project had going for itself. Not this thing right here. No, I mean, when at the end of this album, I was thinking C plus, because y'all know I don't do the grade of one. I don't do the scale 1 to 10 or 5-star rating anymore. I just do the grade and the score. I was thinking C plus at the end of this, like a 81, maybe 82. I'm gonna have to go with a B minus in the score of 83 out of 100. B minus. I mean, this was an enjoyable project. Like, every song on here I can dig. Abyss, like I told you, it's just clever. The song title, Flute. Another one of those songs where he had at the end of a verse he was like or a Bone Thug influence type of flow at the end of a verse. Canoe, perfect. 210, an anthem. Scenery, painted the scenery empty. I was kind of misled by the title track because it didn't get that empty feel like I thought I was gonna get, but I'm not disappointed with it. Uzi, a banger, but not necessarily turn up. Like I said, Molotov, something to just not reminisce, but take in what you just did after you just gangbanged or something like that. 2004, reminisce. Dorner, Dorner's just Dorner. Like, I had something to say, but not much to say about that. And I still don't have anything to say about Dorner, really, as far as, like, how it makes me feel. Clever lyrics. Most clever lyrics, if you ask me, on this whole album were on Dorner. Trust issues. Well, talking about your insecurities. And Monaco, just perfect song to end a project, an enjoyable project too. Like, it'd be terrible if you had like a terrible project and have a good ending, or like a great opener, but terrible rest of the project. It's like, the fuck are you doing? So yeah, 84 out of 100. B minus grade. Let me know what you think of this if you've heard it in the comment section below. The link to the DynamicJAB version will be in the description below. Get at Zeke and Lakes. I'll try to find the information and put the links in the description as well. Everything you're going to need will be in the description. And I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching. I'm out. What up, y'all? One more quick thing about this album. Zeke reminds me of one of those guys who is not ashamed to showcase his faults and admit them. He's not afraid. He's not ashamed of them. He doesn't give a fuck. He doesn't care at all. In one song in particular, he talked about being afraid he might spaz out if a girl does too much or doesn't do a certain thing. So he's not afraid to admit his faults. He's not afraid or ashamed to talk about his insecurities. He's just not afraid. Like, he knows he has flaws, and he's not afraid to. That's the main thing I wanted to say about this. He talks about his flaws. He's not afraid or ashamed of them. He's not afraid to ashamed to let people know about them. And I can appreciate that, because I'm not either. So, shout out to Zeke. Like, this is just a little extension of the review. I had to get my main point across about this. And like I said, best, not just Miami, Dade County, Carroll City project I reviewed for independent or slugged for independent artists. best independent artist project I've just heard. And not just that, but this was the perfect project to slug and jab. I have to say that. This was the perfect project to slug and jab with the semi-bangers, the chill laid back beats. The flows were perfect, and it was not only was it perfect to jab them up, like chop them, but it was perfect to just slow this project down, some of the songs on this project, and put the sound effects on there. And there were very few sound effects. So I was like, this thing's pretty much perfect by itself. And the chops, when I could chop, like certain songs wouldn't be right to chop because the flows weren't really there for me. They were perfect, just perfect chops. What can I say? This was the best underground independent project I've ever reviewed. I have to say that right here, right now, in the extension of this review. So, like I said, I'm out. I'll leave the links to the slug and jab version of this project, the regular version of this project. I'll get Zeke and Lake's Twitters. Try to get all the other links, put them in the description as well. And you already know how I go. My Twitter, my Facebook, AudioMax, SoundCloud, Instagram, email, all that's in the description as well. And if you want to donate, like I said, DynamicJAB@gmail.com through PayPal.com. And thanks for watching. I'm out.